Good evening and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Officers, or CACRAO, and StriveScan. We thank you for joining us this evening. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can utilize the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening through the CACRAO StriveScan partnership, and we encourage you to take advantage of any of them that interest you, and they can be found on CACRAO's website at cacrao.org. Lastly, a recording will be made available of all sessions, including this one, and that you can expect that to be on CACRAO's website shortly after it has concluded. Once again, cacrao.org. Now I'd like to transfer it over to our panelists so they can begin their session.
All right. So good evening, everyone. We're so glad you're here with us tonight. Even if it can't be in person, we're glad that the virtual option is available. So we are going to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Carolyn Kuzel. I am the Associate Director of Admissions at Mars Hill, and I work with international students and adult and graduate study students.
My name is Travis Wilson. I'm actually an admissions counselor here at Mars Hill as well. I actually work with Western North Carolina and also students in Gaston and Mecklenburg County. Also work with new freshmen as well as transfer students.
And then my name's Denise DeVat. To jump off that, I deal with the rest of North Carolina as well as new and transfer students in that area. And I also do all returning students. So if you've went here and come back, I do you too.
And my name is Samantha Wyatt, and I work with one set of students, but then I'm also the campus guest experience coordinator. So I work with all students majoring in fine arts. And then if you want to plan a campus visit, either in person or virtually, after you hear a little bit more about us tonight, feel free to reach out and I'll be the one helping you get that set up. I'm going to be honest with you guys because we're all human. I can't see my screen at all, and I have the first slide. So I'm going to hope that Carolyn's going to transition it over to admissions and financial aid for me. And I'm just going to kick it off and let you know a little bit about our process. So just to let you know about the admissions process here at Mars Hill University, the very first step is to apply. And you can do that on our website. You can see the link that you can go to right there. Our application takes about 15 to 20 minutes, so it's not very involved. Just no essay required with that at all. If you want to send in a personal statement or some recommendation letters, you certainly can do that. It's a great way for us to get to know you as a student, but it is not required of you to send those in. Along with that application, though, we will need a copy of your high school transcript. We do accept those both electronically and via the mail. So however your guidance counselor wants to get that to us, they can. And then we also need a copy of your ACT or SAT scores, okay? We know that some of those tests, especially in North Carolina, got a little pushed back. So if it's going to take you a while to take those tests, that's perfectly okay. If you're struggling to get registered for any reason, just be open and honest with your admissions counselor, and we'll work to you to the best of our abilities. Want to let you know something else cool about our application. It is free. So when you are going to submit that, you don't have to worry about paying an application fee or anything like that. Just need the app, transcript, test scores that complete your application process here at Mars Hill. And then we'll review you for an admissions decision. Takes us about a week to process those total documents, and then we get back to you as soon as we know. We are on a rolling admissions basis, so there is no deadline to apply by. Of course, earlier is better because the earlier you get that application in, the earlier we can get moving forward with financial aid and things like that. But again, no deadline, so you have plenty of time to get that app in and get those documents to us. Moving over to the financial aid portion of things here. first of all, I want to talk to y'all about Merit Scholarship. So the Merit Scholarship is actually the easiest scholarship to get here at Mars Hill. That Merit Scholarship, there's two different versions of that. There's a leadership and the presidential, and those are in varying ranges. Right now, we offer anywhere from $3,000 to $19,500 in Merit Scholarship. And that is based on your weighted GPA and those test scores. So that's why it's so important to get those documents to us as well. That scholarship is granted to you upon being admitted to the university. So there's no additional step to that. It's just granted to you upon being accepted, and it is renewable for all 4 years. And again, there's no additional applications or anything you need to fill out to renew that Merit Scholarship. The next biggest portion of aid is going to come from the FAFSA. You might not be super familiar with the FAFSA, but you will become very familiar with it soon. Essentially what FAFSA is, it's the Federal Student Aid Report. And what FAFSA is going to determine is it's going to determine your eligibility for any Pell Grant money, for any North Carolina needs-based money for those of you that might be North Carolina students, as well as your federal loans. And then we'll also take a look at it as an institution to determine your institutional needs-based funds as well, based off of that FAFSA information, okay? Now, even though if you're an out-of-state student, you might not qualify for North Carolina needs-based funds, there is no out-of-state additional cost, okay? Just want to let you know that. It's one flat cost whether you're in-state or out-of-state. Another great scholarship opportunity I want to let you know about is our Bonner Scholars Program. Our Bonner Scholars Program is a national program that we do offer here at Mars Hill, and it is a service-based scholarship. It will require some additional work out of you, but if you are service-minded, it is a great way to help figure out that cost for school. There is also a financial need piece mixed in with that. So when you're applying for the Bonner Scholars Program, which again, you can find that application on our website as well, make sure you have also done your FAFSA, okay? Because they're gonna look at that as a part of your application process as well. We also do offer athletic scholarship. We are D2 athletically. We'll mention a little bit more of that later, but that scholarship is available to you, and arts scholarship as well for those of you that might be artistically inclined. A little bit about how we do cost here at Mars Hill is we do one total all-inclusive cost. So we roll our tuition and fees in with our room and board. Your room and board does include your meal plan to do one total cost. I want you to keep in mind that we do include some awesome stuff in fees, okay? So we include your parking in your cost of fees. We include your textbooks in your cost of fees. We include your laundry and your printing in your cost of fees. So there shouldn't be any additional outside fees to you over the cost of school unless you decide to upgrade your housing or are in one of about 4 specific majors. And if you're wondering if that major might have additional fees, just ask us and we'll let you know. But not too many of our majors. So there is just that one total inclusive cost with all of those good things included, which is a pretty big perk here at Mars Hill. And I think that pretty much sums up admissions and financial aid. And I will switch it over to Carolyn for academics.
All right, thank you, Sammy. All right. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about academics at Mars Hill University. So we offer 34 different majors, 33 different minors, 4 graduate programs, and 5 certificate programs. The certificate programs work kind of like a minor in the same amount of credit hours. You're normally taking about 5 courses to complete that. So we do have students who are currently enrolled who complete those, and then students who just enroll to do the certificate program by itself. And then some of our most popular majors, we have our business administration. That is always our top enrollment in the program as far as the majors go. Biology, the sciences are really popular as well. Criminal justice has grown over the years. Nursing is also very popular. We started that program 5 years ago. We're hoping to grow that as well. Zoology is also one of our most popular programs, and we are one of 2 schools in North Carolina that offers that. So we do get a lot of interest in and out of state from students. And then education is also a program that we're very passionate about at Mars Hill. So I also wanted to talk to you about Mars Hill University is a liberal arts school. So what that means, if you're not familiar with it, and that's okay if you're not, is that students are going to be taking courses across a variety of disciplines. So that way, when students graduate, you're well-rounded and you've taken courses in math and English and science. So you're not just focusing on your one specific major, but you're taking a variety of courses. So that way, you know, once you graduate, you can communicate effectively and think critically and develop relationships. So those are going to be really useful skills once you've graduated from Mars Hill and you go out into the workforce. To tell you a little bit about our numbers and our size on campus, our student body is about 1,000 students. So we are on the smaller side, which leads to small class sizes, which are about 15 to 18, really just depends on the specific course. But they're not going to be taught in a big lecture hall like you see, you know, on TV. They're going to be small classrooms. You're going to be able to ask your professors questions easily. And all of our classes are taught by actual professors, not teacher assistants. So that's really nice. And our student to faculty ratio is about 11-to-1. So that definitely helps with any communication with professors. And we have an open door policy, which is really nice. So if a professor is in their office and you need to speak with them, you can go by and talk to them, whether it's office hours or not. So that's a really great perk. And then they do also have office hours as well to complement that if you need to follow that schedule. And then I wanted to let you know about an academic program we have at Mars Hill, which is the honors program. So that is a program you have to apply for separately, and there are specific requirements. So there is a GPA requirement, which is a 3.7, and we do accept weighted. And then a student either has to have a 24 ACT composite score or an 1170 on the SAT. So one of those scores with the GPA would meet the qualifications. They are on a rolling admissions basis as well. So you could just apply as soon as possible, get that in, and then once the honors program has reviewed the application, they will reach out to the student for an interview, and then they will take it from there. Some benefits of the program are you're in specific honors seminars. It's basically like a cohort model. You're in classes with students, only honor students, which is nice, and you take 9 mini courses over 8 semesters. So it is some additional work, but the payoff is really worth it. You're doing research with the professors, you're working really closely with them, with the other students in your group. So you're gaining a lot of really great experience that'll really pay off in the future, whether you go to graduate school or just obtaining a job after school. And then we do offer an honor scholarship to go with that, so that's always a nice addition. That normally increases as you become an upperclassman, so that's also a nice perk to advancing throughout the years. So now I'm going to pass it along, let's see, to Travis for student support.
Thank you, Carolyn. So you're wondering what type of support, what type of resources that Mars Hill have here. So one of the options we have is student support services. They do a great job of providing tutoring for all subjects. You do have to qualify for that as a first generation student. You also have Center for Student Success. They do a phenomenal job of helping students, especially us as freshmen, because it's a new environment. You're not used to the college environment coming from high school. So we want to make sure that you're in a position to be successful. So they do a great job of helping students, not only from an academic sense, but also from a student affairs sense as well. Supplemental instruction. There's always a TA or a teacher's aide, I should say, that will be in your classes. So if you need tutoring or if you need help of some sort, they will be able to provide that assistance for you. Also, in addition to that, we have the Math and Writing Center. So if you need assistance in tutoring in math, in any subject within math, they'll be able to assist you with that as well. Let's say you need assistance with writing a paper or writing a resume of some sort. Writing Center does a phenomenal job with that as well. I'm sure we have a lot of athletes who may be interested in Mars Hill. STAR is a great resource for you. So they do a great job of providing assistance from an academic standpoint through study hall. So that's a great resource as well. One thing I want to really emphasize, and I think this is big, because that's the reason why we go to school, is to have a job after college. Conference Center does a great job of providing the assistance to prepare you for after college. So they work with you as it pertains to working with your strengths, your weaknesses. They also do a great job. It's something called AI. AI does a great job of helping you build your resume. They also help you as well to prepare from an interview standpoint. So let's say, for example, if you, all you have to do simply do is upload your resume, and they will do a phenomenal job and help you correct any issues that you may have. And also, like I said, they'll prepare you from an interview standpoint as well. So I think they do a really good job of helping you from a standpoint of helping you be successful. One thing I do want to emphasize, and I missed this, for the Center for Student Success, they do a great job of putting you in line with first-year mentors. That's a huge incentive. The mentors do a great job working with you throughout your whole freshman year, making sure that if you have any questions or if you need help in any way, you can just reach out to them and they'll be glad to assist you throughout your whole freshman year. So I just want to send that over to Denise for student involvement.
Hey guys, so I know you're probably wondering like what all organizations does Mars Hill have? How can I get involved if I'm just going to be on campus all the time? I don't want to just study. And that's totally understandable. I think getting involved is probably the most important part of your academic career. So yeah, let's get into it. We have a couple of different types of organizations here on campus. We have some academic, interest-based, club, Greek life, and religious organizations. I'm going to talk about a few organizations just in general, and then I'm also going to talk about diversity. That's a really important part, and that plays into our student involvement. So we have a few academic and departmental organizations. We have I think it's actually 3 different honor societies. We have Beta Beta Beta. It's a biology honor society. And then we have Pi Sigma Alpha. It's a political science honor society. And then we have one for music. I'm not entirely sure what it is off the top of my head. And then we also have, it's like Advocates for Criminal Justice. It's like the criminal justice organization. And then we have some interest-based organizations as well. This is where the diversity comes in. We have college Democrats and college Republicans on campus for your political needs. Then we have the Black Student Association, the Latinx Student Association, PRISM, which is for LGBTQ students. And then we also have, it's called NASA. It's the Native American Student Association. So hopping off of the organization train for a second, our diversity is really important here at Mars Hill. We have the Center for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. We're trying as hard as we can to make sure that the community is as diverse as we can get it. Currently, right now, we are at 63% Caucasian and 36% minority students. If you want the breakdown for that, I'm sure you can find it somewhere on our website. I'm not entirely sure where. So yeah, if you have any other questions about that, feel free to ask us as well. And then I'm going to jump back into the organization part now. We have some club sports, not many. We have Passive Fist. It's our ultimate Frisbee sport. And then we have disc golf, which is like, they're kind of the same thing. I know it gets confusing. So we have both of those. And then we also have Greek life. So I don't know if that's a big thing for a lot of people, but it really was for me when I was looking into a school. We have 2 national sororities. We have Sigma Alpha Omega. It's a Christian sorority. And then we have Delta Zeta. And then we have 2 fraternities. One, it's a local. It's Delta Kappa Theta. And then we do have a Divine Nine. It's Kappa Alpha Psi. That's really cool. I love watching everything that they do on campus. And then religious organizations. We have one right now. It's called Ford. It takes place on campus, and they also have a lot of off-campus stuff as well. You'll see them post stuff all around the community, so it's very involved. And the best part about Mars Hill is if you don't see a club that you like or an organization, you can start one. You only need like 3 students, I think, and then just a faculty or staff advisor. So it's really easy. It's great. We can get you in student government, and you'll have a position there, and you'll have a say in the school. That's awesome. And so campus activities now that you know the organizations, now what do they do? You see where it says CAB events, that's our campus activities board. They bring all kinds of speakers and stuff to campus. I think at the end of this month, they're doing a spooky, like scary movie night. And they do those pretty frequently. We have some guest speakers. We had a former Mars Hill student and alumni, and he's a comedian. He comes. He didn't get to come this year because of COVID, but he should be coming again very soon. And then I know 2 years in a row we had Wild and Out come to campus, so that's pretty cool. We have bingo and we have late night breakfast, and both of those usually have prizes. I actually won an Eno at late night breakfast. If y'all know what that is, it's like the hammock thing. Believe me, you'll know what it is when you come to Mars Hill. And then we have tons of athletic events you'll hear about that in a minute. So we have tons of athletic events that you can go to, and they're all free to students. All of our clubs can host events for the community and for everyone else to go to if they want. We have student life programming. So at the beginning of the year, I know this year at least, we had a s'mores night and a tie-dye night. You get your own free Mars Hill shirt and you get a tie-dye it however you want. It's cool. I still have mine hanging up in my room actually. And this year they had a ghost tour. It rained, so I didn't get to go, but I'd love to hear more about the ghost stuff on Mars Hill's campus. And all of the posters that you actually see on the slide are all from events on campus. So the soul food dinner was apparently a really big thing. We have, like, you see the movie night, and we have a lot of stuff for our students. A lot of times the community itself, like Mars Hill's community, can come get involved, so that's pretty cool. And there's a couple ways to get involved. You can, attend the campus events, or you can join student government. I was a political science person, so I'm really big on joining student government. It's really awesome. You can also volunteer in the community. There's tons of things that you can do around here to help other people, and you'll find out about that when you get here. We really like helping our community. And then you can go do a play or a musical. We have those a few times a semester. I know Samantha mentioned that a few minutes ago. And then there's also off-campus events that Mars Hill sponsors. Wolf Laurel was a really cool place that we went. It's a ski and snowboarding place. We had a college night where we actually paid, and I think you paid a little bit of money. I didn't go to that one. I'm not a skier. And it was just all of college students, all of Mars Hill. It was really great. I saw plenty of pictures. Everyone had fun. And then we also have an outdoor volleyball court, so you can host a game. We had a faculty staff student game a few years ago, and that was fun. And then we also have the outdoor center where you can rent any kind of outdoor equipment. We have kayaks, canoes, all that fun stuff. So yeah, there's tons of ways to get involved on campus. It's not all just about academics. And that's it. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me at the end. I'm gonna switch it back over to, I don't know who's next. I'm sorry.
I'm back. So we're wondering, as far as athletics, Denise talked a little bit about the athletics that we have here on campus as far as things to do. So we have about 20 different NCAA teams here on campus. So that includes basketball, football, lacrosse, track, tennis, golf, swimming, everything pretty much except for wrestling, which I like to emphasize. We are in the South Atlantic Conference. So I want to emphasize that as well. So we play different teams as it pertains to Queens. We play Lakeland Memorial. We play Lenore Ryan. Play so many different teams within that particular conference. We do offer athletic scholarships. That is dependent upon the coach. So you definitely want to reach out to the coach. Whenever you have meetings, reach out to him and he'll be glad to assist you with that. We do offer spirit teams as well. So any dance fans or cheer fans out there, or even cloggers, we do offer scholarships for those particular teams as well. Any video gamers, we do have an esports team. So it's a brand new team that we have here on campus. And it's also a club sport that we also have as well. So Denise briefly spoke on the fact that you can go to any of those sports games for free. I think that's a big deal because a lot of other schools, there's a lottery system. One cool thing about it is that you can go to any of those games for free and enjoy some great sports. Cool thing, a couple highlights about our sports that we've had this past season. Volleyball did a phenomenal job. They had a great season. They made it to the playoffs. Basketball, men's basketball, they did a phenomenal job as well. So we have a lot of great teams that are up and coming, and I'm excited to see what happens next year.
All right.
Am I next, Carolyn, for arts?
Yep.
Awesome, thanks. So a little bit about the arts field. Like I mentioned earlier, I am the counselor that works with all fine arts students. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about these 3 different major programs. First off, you can major in any of these programs. We offer a major in theater, musical theater, visual arts, and music. Music has some various degrees underneath as well. But a good thing about Mars Hill is that you don't have to be a major in order to participate. Whether it's you just want to be a minor, you just want to take a few classes here or there, or you don't even want to take classes, but you just want to participate in a play in whatever way that might be. So you have a lot of different ways. I know Denise was talking about student involvement. This is just another one of those ways that you can get involved here on campus. So starting with theater, just a little bit about that program. So we do offer both regular straight theater, which includes the acting side and the tech side, and then musical theater, which is going to get you more of that singing and dancing along with that acting. Our theater program typically puts on 2 shows a year and then some smaller reviews. Typically it's 1 straight play and a musical, and then they do some smaller concerts and other performances through their show choir and things like that. Again, you don't have to be a major in order to participate in any of those shows. Just let us know that you have an interest. Another cool thing about our theater program is that we do have a professional theater company actually run through our campus. So that's another great way for you to get involved in the community. And then just also, if theater's your thing, it's a great way to get some resume builders. And again, you don't have to necessarily be on the performance side. If tech is more your thing, if you want to run a box office, if you want to run a light board, anything like that, you can get involved with that. On the topic of a light board, we actually just outfitted our theater with brand new lighting system and a brand new stage. So it is ready for our students to perform in. Moving on to the visual arts. So with visual arts, we actually offer 4 concentrations. So we have your regular studio art, which is painting and drawing. We have ceramics, which includes both pottery and sculpting. We have photography, and then we have graphic design, which we have seen become very popular these last couple of years. Again, you do not have to major in order to participate in any of the art classes. You can just take them for fun, or even get your art certificate if you're thinking about it. That's one of our certificate programs that we do offer. We do also have a professional art gallery on our campus that displays both student work and professional work from the area. And then music. Music is probably one of our most popular majors here at Mars Hill. But if majoring in music isn't your thing, you just want to join the choir or the band, we have a couple different ensembles band-wise. So we have the marching band, we have the big jazz band, we have our big wind symphony, and then we have smaller ensembles. So your wind ensemble, your percussion ensemble, your brass ensemble, both low brass and high brass, different variations of those as well that you can be a and then one thing I did want to point out about all of these programs is that we do offer scholarships. So if you are interested in an arts program and you're interested about finding out how you might be able to qualify for an art scholarship, just let me know and I will be happy to tell you. And now I think I'm going to turn it over to Denise for Residence Life.
Yes, back to me. Thanks. Hey, so now residence life. We have 3 different types of residence halls on campus, and all of them are available to freshmen. And the ones that freshmen are going to be in are actually all together on their own little community area. We call it Freshman Hill now. So yeah, we have community style, which is where about 6 to 8 rooms share 3 to 5 showers, stalls, and sinks. It's really great because you don't have to clean your own bathroom. In the other 2, you kind of have to do, and that gets a little boring, with having roommates. And then we have the suite style, which is where 2 rooms share 1 bathroom. That's really great, except you have to clean your own bathroom. I personally don't like doing that, but that's okay. And it's just Jack and Jill. It should be normally about 4 people to 1 bathroom. And then we also have apartment style, and I know that's probably the most sought after thing on campus. It's just like a regular apartment, instead of like a stove and everything, it's just a kitchenette, but that is still available to freshmen on campus as well. And then all housing comes with study spaces and lounges and community kitchens as well. That's really great. You don't have to bring all of your own stuff, but if you want to, you can, to cook there. We also have, as they mentioned before, free laundry and parking on campus. When you get the parking pass, you can park anywhere as long as it's residential. It doesn't matter if it's in front of your hall or not. And then every room itself gets a bed, a dresser, a chair, and a desk. Some of them get bookshelves, but It really varies. It just depends. But feel free to bring your own mini fridge, microwave, TV. I've had some people even bring couches. I personally have never done that, but I know some of my friends had 2 couches in one of their rooms, and I don't know how it happened, but it totally worked. And then all housing also has your own personal Wi-Fi router in your specific room just to make the Wi-Fi work a little faster. And then they also all have free basic cable. So yeah, as long as you bring a cord, you'll have everything you need. And then I don't know who I'm turning it over to again.
To me.
Okay, sorry.
All right, now I am back to talk to you about location. So if you're not familiar with where we're located, so we are in the town of Mars Hill, which a lot of people don't know where that is, and that's okay. It's a small town, but we are located 25 minutes north of Asheville. So if you're familiar with Asheville, then hopefully that gives you some reference to the surrounding area. So we're surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a beautiful place. You can see in the pictures, these are real pictures. You can see the mountains here behind the city of Asheville, and then in the top right corner, looks like someplace maybe like Max Patch with the mountains in the background. So it's a really great place if you're into the outdoor scene. And if you're not and you want to get involved, then that's great too. So there are all sorts of things to do, like hiking, there's camping, there's kayaking, whitewater rafting. You can go tubing in the summer when it's warm out. There's zip lining if you're adventurous and you're not scared of heights. It's a lot of fun. So those are all really cool things to try out if you come visit or if you come to school here. And then we have the town of Asheville too. So you can get kind of a little bit of everything. There's a lot of great restaurants in Asheville, a lot of good art and music, concert venues. There's a mall downtown Asheville. We have the Asheville Outlets. There's a variety of movie theaters. There's also a playhouse not too far. And then if you're familiar with the Biltmore Estate, it's the picture in the lower left corner. It looks kind of like a castle. It's pretty famous. So if you haven't had the chance to come check it out yet, I would definitely encourage it. It's a good family trip. And then stop by Mars Hill on your way. So it's beautiful at Christmas. They decorate it with all sorts of lights and decorations, and they get huge trees. So it's a really, really cool thing to experience. So now that I've told you a little bit about the area around the campus, now let's go check out our actual campus. All right, so we are going to go here to our campus map. All right, so we are going to start with Blackwell Hall, which is where we are located. So admissions, financial aid, the business office, the registrar's office, alumni, the president's office. So it's all the main administrative buildings on campus are centrally located right here in Blackwell Hall. So this is where you would come if you come for an in-person visit, just so you're kind of familiar with that. So next I want to show you, let's see, Cornwell Hall. So this building is important for a couple of reasons. There would be a lot of humanities courses taking place in this building, which you would probably be taking in your general education requirements. But then in the bottom floor is where our textbook distribution center is. So as mentioned previously, our books are included, which is really nice. So what you would do is at the beginning of each semester, you would go pick up your books. They would be bundled for you already. You show them your ID, you grab those, you use them for the semester, and then you would just turn them back in after you finish your exams. So that's really, really great program. And then some courses you would hold on to the books for like a sequence of courses like Spanish 1, Spanish 2. So that makes it really easy to navigate there. All right, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, and I'm going to take us down to the library. All right, so the library is a really great place to go study, to check out books, to use the computers. So you can use any of the computers there. You can check out laptops while you're in the actual library and move around with them. You'll just turn them back in when you're done. There is free printing in here, and just so you're aware, there is free black and white printing across campus, which is really nice. And then back in that building where the textbook distribution center is, there is a copy center. So if you needed to make color copies for something, you could just pay a small fee and then they could make those for you. So that's nice. And then also in the library, we have an interlibrary loan system. So if you were to need a book that we didn't have in stock or we just don't carry, they could order that for you and then you would get it probably in a few days to a week. So that's a really nice perk. And then our math and writing tutoring centers are also located in the library on the first floor when you walk in. So should you need any additional help, you can go see them there. And then that is also located next to Mindspace, which is, it's another study area in the library that stays open later. So once the library shuts down, you can hang out in there and keep doing your work, which is really nice. And then we also have private study rooms available in the library should you need total quiet to study, or if you have, a small group that's working on a presentation or a project, you can go in there together and work on that. All right, oops, sorry. All right, now I'm going to take you over to Pitman Dining Hall. So the dining halls are very important, of course, because that's where you're going to be eating. So all freshmen come in and they have an unlimited meal plan. So that means you have unlimited swipes throughout the day. You can go in as many times as you want for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then snack time. So it's a buffet style, so it's all you can eat, which is nice if you're really hungry. And we have a hot station, we have a pizza station, they also have pasta there, there's a salad bar, there's a sandwich area, there's a dessert bar, and then they also have things all the time like waffles and cereal and ice cream. Which is really nice. So if you don't want to eat anything that they're serving specifically, you can go grab a bagel or a waffle or something. And then we do accommodate for any dietary needs or restrictions. So no need to worry about that at all. Just going to show you a few more pictures here. All right, so now I'm going to show you Day Hall. So this is one of our newer buildings on campus. This houses our business center. And then also a few other important offices and locations. So within Day Hall, we have the Hilltop Cafe, which is another place to eat on campus. This has Starbucks products. So if you like Starbucks or coffee, then you'll be good to go. And then they also do pastries and sandwiches and just kind of grab and go items. We also have the box office located in Day Hall, and then the Black Box Theater. And Day Hall is actually connected to Owen Theater. So they preserved the old brick wall when they added Day Hall, which is really nice. And then also show you a few more pictures of the inside. Let's see. On the top, or on the second floor, we have the Cawthron Center for Career Readiness. So I know Travis mentioned that earlier. So this is where they are located. And that is Jimmy Knight, who runs the office. And then some classrooms. And then we also have a conference room on the third floor. And then our university bookstore is located on the first floor on the corner. So that's where you can get all your Mars Hill swag. If you come visit us, we'd love to take you there. And there is a discount for visitors, which is really nice. All right, so I'm going to zoom out here and I'm going to take you down to the athletic fields. This is so much easier to do virtually than having to walk all of this. You don't have to worry about the hills. All right, so here is our football field, Muir Stadium. So they redid the turf and the lights this summer. It looks really good. We're really excited for spring games. Once the football team will be out there. So football plays here, as well as men and women's soccer and men and women's lacrosse. And then behind the field is the baseball field. And then we also have a softball field to the right here. And then coming back to the middle, we have Chambers Gym, and this is where the basketball team, the volleyball team play. If you're looking to do intramurals, you would probably play in there. And then we also have an athletic training facility in the bottom as well. And then we also have a pool connected to Chambers Gym. So if you're interested in our swim team, or if you're looking for open swim hours, then you would go to Harrell. All right. And then a few more spots here on the map. So we have our tennis courts here. So if you're interested in playing tennis, this is where you would be playing. We also have students who just like to go play for fun, which you're welcome to do as long as the team isn't using it, then it's free for you to play on. And then Ammons Field House is the newest building, the newest addition to our campus. It opened last fall. This is where the football coaches' offices are located, as well as the football locker room. And then our women's soccer team office is in here, and men and women's tennis. Beautiful building. And then we do have athletic training facilities in there as well. Really great view of the field over here. All right. So now I'm going to take you back up to where we started. All right, this brings us back to Blackwell. All right, so that concludes the abbreviated campus tour. We would love to have you on campus for an in-person tour if you're interested. We have them every day of the week. We also offer virtual tour options if you feel more comfortable with that, and you can find all of that information on our website. So please feel free to reach out and sign up for one of those. All right. All right, so now we are going to open it up to questions and answers. All right, so we had a question come in. Let's see. I'm just going to read it out and then we can answer that. I think you mentioned that you can receive certificates in the arts majors. Does that mean I can receive a certificate in musical theater, or is it only a select number of arts majors?
Yeah, so that's actually only a select number of arts majors, specifically some of those in the visual arts. I know we have a certificate in ceramics, and I think we're also working on a certificate in photography. Unfortunately, we don't offer a certificate in musical theater, but we do have a minor in that program. So it's far less hours that you would have to take, or you could just come over and take a few of those musical theater classes if you didn't want to major fully. So.
All right, next question. Is there any essay required for the honors program application? I can answer that. So there are a series of short answer questions that you would have to respond to. And that application can be found on the website, and it is open. If you go to mhu.edu and you type in honors program in the search box, you'll be able to find that, and then that will give you the application and the requirements. All right, next question. Are there any pre-doctoral programs?
So we do have a pre-professional studies track. I don't know if that's what you're asking. We do offer pre-law, pre-med, pre-vet, and then pre-pharm as well. Now, if you're wanting, let's say, for example, if you're looking for a master's program, we do offer 4 master's programs as well. So Masters of Teaching, Masters of Education, Masters of Criminal Justice, and then Masters of, I think it's, what's that?
Arts and Teaching?
No.
Management, Masters of Management Business.
Yes, Masters of Management.
All right, next question. We're getting some good ones. Can you tell me more about having a single style room?
I got it. I'll go for it. So I will let you know it's a little bit more difficult as a first-year student, as a freshman, to get a single style, because we do encourage that for freshman students have roommates, just because it's another person you can be connected with on campus. It brings you in our community. But a single style room is really just a room where it's you by yourself. So there's no roommate. You'll only have one set of all of that furniture. So the bed, the desk, the chair, and the set of drawers that Denise talked about. It is a little bit nicer because you don't have to worry about learning to live with another person, and it is an option available to you. So you can put that preference on your housing application when you're filling it out, but there are limited single style options for.
All right, we got another question. Do you all have a visit day coming up anytime soon?
We do. Saturday, November 7th, we will be having a visit day. There is limited capacity as far as the number of students we can have at that visit day. So if you are interested, I would encourage you to sign up. The sign up sheet for that should be posted on our website by hopefully end of day tomorrow. So just be looking on our visit page. You can go to mhu.edu/visit. It'll take you directly to our visit page. And so be looking for that. So Saturday, November 7th, from about 8:45 in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right, I have another question here. Do you have any language programs on campus?
We do offer Spanish, French, and I believe Latin. I may be wrong on that, but I know for sure Spanish and French.
Those aren't majors though. Spanish is a minor. And I think French is just a language study. I don't believe there is any particular degree path in that. So we don't currently have any foreign languages as majors.
There's a follow-up question to that. Are there study abroad programs offered?
Kind of. Study abroad is run a little bit differently on our campus. It is not like your traditional study abroad program where it's a necessarily large program. We do it individually on a case-by-case basis. So Professor Moreno in our international studies program, she works with students on an individual basis to get them hooked up with schools in other countries. And that way we just ensure that every student is going somewhere with credits that are going to transfer back to Mars Hill so that you aren't going to be in school for an additional amount of time. But do be aware, since we don't have a traditional study abroad program, financial aid will not cover your semesters abroad. So just keep that in mind. You can do it. We actually had a student, an art student, who went and studied photography in Italy for a semester. So it's definitely doable on our campus.
One more question here. Let's see. Will I have to reapply for the financial aid every year?
Yes. Unfortunately, you will have to fill out FAFSA every year, but FAFSA is the only thing you will have to reapply for. So that merit scholarship, like we talked about, that will be granted to you without any additional application. It's renewable every year. But the FAFSA money, so any kind of federal or state money or any institutional needs-based money, you will have to fill that out every year. And FAFSA opens up on October 1 every year. So October 1st is the date you're shooting for.
All right, sorry for the interruption, but we will need to wrap up this session. We thank you for joining us this evening. Once you close your window, we encourage you to fill out the quick 4-question survey that should appear. In addition, feel free to sign up for more sessions that you can find on the CACRAO website at cacrao.org, and a recording will be made available following the conclusion of this session, and that item can also be found on CACRAO's website at cacrao.org. Take care and have a wonderful evening.